Okay, good evening students. Myself Danishwari Nula. So with respect to our last class, we had an good enough query regarding getting to know with what do you mean by an environment variable, what do you mean by a local variable, what do you mean by shell variable there. Okay, differences between them and how can I use them in a shell script. We had come across with an example shell script there. Okay, so this was a shell script wherein we had come across with simple echo as a command we had used, and we had used command substitution, and we had got to know that how a shell script can be written there. Okay, there are a few things which we had to follow with respect to a shell script. While writing a script, we have to use it with an extension or else save the file with an extension called it as .sh. Okay, then while running that particular shell script, as we use cc and then a file name .c for any C program compilation. So in the same way, the shell script can be compiled using sh, then in front of that file name .sh there. Okay, so this leads you towards, if any errors are there, it will be listing across on your screen. Else if at all there are no errors, the output of that particular file, whatever you had written, will be displayed to you. Okay, with respect to this particular example of a shell script, we had just come across with usage of this echo as a command. Okay, so and whatever we were typing across, and the same was printing on the screen there. Okay, but whereas let us come across with our next section wherein we are coming across with this command called as read. Now what is this read as a command? So in C as a program or in C++, wherein you have worked across with, if at all I can use an initialization of a variable while I am declaring a variable there. Okay, like for example int a. Okay, I can declare it, and further I can use an value for that particular variable there. Else I can do it as int a equal to 10. So that's nothing but 10 as a value is initialized to this particular variable called as a there. Okay, now if at all I am just declaring a variable called as int a, then how can I read the content for that variable a there? You can read it only using this particular command called as scanf or else get s. Okay, get c. You all guys remember these things. Okay, wherein these sections we have come across in your C as a program when you all learnt it. Okay, while reading a variable value, we are using those things there. Okay, in the same way, in shell script, we will be using this particular thing called it as read, and then in front of that the variable name. Okay, read is a command which is used to read a particular variable which you are going to initialize, or else which you are going to read the value for that particular variable. Now this variable is called out as a shell variable now. Okay, and one more thing is, you did not use a format specifier, you did not use a comma as an operator and other things there. Now here you can just see that read p name fl name. So it's nothing but I am reading multiple arguments, okay, with only single read as a command there. Okay, there are no formalities here as with respect to your respect to your C as a program or C++ as a program there. Okay, there are no formalities like if at all you are using a string type of a value, it should be percentage %s. If you are using an integer type of variable, it should be percentage %d. If you are using a float type of variable, it should be percentage %f. Okay, nothing like that. Okay, directly you can just use this command, and in front of that you can use these variables there. Okay, these variables are called out as shell variables there. Okay, now whenever you are evaluating the variable value, what we have to do, you have to prefix this variable with a dollar as a symbol. So what will that do is, when you prefix it, so ultimately the value of that variable will be determined to you. Okay, this is what is a simple usage of this read as a command. Okay, let us come across with an example for the same. Okay, you can just come across here with an example which says /bin/sh. Okay, this is my file name. Okay, so need not worry, you can just use it in the second line also. Okay, it doesn't make much difference there. Okay, you can use it in the second line also, or else in the same line also. Okay, it doesn't make much difference there. Okay, hash exclamatory sign /bin/sh. Okay, my file name is emp1.sh. Okay, first one I have used here called out as echo. Enter the pattern to be searched. Okay, enter the pattern to be searched. Okay, I am using the feed operator called out as /c. Okay, you know very well what is /c. /c is nothing but on the same line it will be waiting across with a tab as a spacing will be given, and it will be waiting for your entry. The cursor will be waiting there. Okay, at this cursor waiting position, what will be read? Read p name. So I am reading the pattern name here. Okay, using this command called as read. Okay, then echo enter the file to be used. Okay, what is ultimately my program, what I am devising here is, I am asking the pattern name from the user. Okay, what pattern? Now in my last classes, if you remember, with grep as a command, we had searched pattern called out as director from a file called out as emp1.lst, or else sales as a pattern name from the file called out as emp.lst. So now in the same way, I'm not very particular. I do not want it to be sticked out like director, sales, like this only pattern name. Okay, apart from that, I want it just to be p name here. Okay, I can have my own value to that particular variable there. Okay, read p name, echo, enter the file to be used. Okay, from which file do you want to search this particular pattern? Okay, read fl name. Okay, so this p name will be searched from this fl name. Okay, then echo, searching for. Okay, what I have used here, $p name. So what do you mean by $p name? The value of this variable will be replaced here. Keep that in mind. Okay, so always keep in mind, now whatever you are entering here, it is almost like in my prior class also I had said you that how does your shell interpret this? Before this, okay, a prompt is there. So that is at the shell prompt, it will execute all of these commands there. Okay, including. So searching for $p name from which file? From the file $fl name. Okay, this variable is holding me the file name, this variable name is holding me the pattern name. Okay, this pattern has to be searched from this particular file. Okay, how do you search that particular pattern name from a file name? What command are you using? We are using this command called as grep. Okay, grep within quotes $p name, $f name. Okay, whatever is the variable value, whatever you have read here will be replaced here within quotes, and this pattern name will be searched from this particular file name there. Okay, then just a simple acknowledging message which says echo selected rows are shown above. Okay, you're just printing it accordingly. Okay, now here while running this particular shell script, now what you do is we use sh filename.sh. Okay, if any errors are there, that will be displayed on the screen. If there are no errors, what will happen? The first line will be printed. Enter the pattern to be searched. Okay, colon. Okay, it will wait out here. Okay, your prompt is waiting here. Okay, what will happen? The next line will be read. Read p name. Okay, read p name. In that place, you have read the p name called it as a director. Okay, then enter the file to be used. Okay, from which file do you want to search it? I want to search it across from this file called out as emp.lst. Okay, so in my next line, what will happen here? It will print you enter the file to be used emp.lst. So then next comes searching for $p name is director. Okay, from file, which file? emp.lst. Director is searched from this file called out as emp.lst. So in my next line, I have used this grep as a command $p name, $fl name. So that's nothing but this p name is searched from this particular file name there. Okay, so as soon as this pattern is searched from this file name, so the output of that is displayed to you on the screen here. Okay, the output shows that 2 rows are being selected and those are being displayed here. Selected rows are shown above. Okay, this is just a simple example which is searching across for a pattern name from a particular file name there. Okay, I'll just give you a small assignment at this very prompt there. Okay, at this thing. Okay, you can now write a shell script. Okay, which reads individually the pattern name and which reads the file name. Okay, and I want the number of the number of counts of that particular pattern name from the file name. Okay, mind statement, again I'll repeat it. Write a shell script to search a particular pattern from a particular file name. Okay, then it has to print you on your respective screen the number of occurrence of that particular pattern name in that particular file name. Okay, for this, how do you write a shell script? Let me have an answer in my interaction class for the same. Okay, fine. Okay, now next comes is, now in your you have come across with your main as a function there. Okay, so what is this main function? So in your main function, okay, it usually takes we have used main has some arguments. Remember, do you know that? Int argc and char argv there. Okay, so it takes the number of command line arguments, and what command line arguments are to be replaced, that is being given by your second argument there. In the same way, for every shell script, now here you can just see here in a shell script I am just using sh and filename.sh. Okay, in front of this, I can give the arguments there. These arguments acts as an input to your respective file. I can do that. Okay, whatever arguments I give in front of it, okay, are called out as command line arguments. Okay, whatever I'll be using here. Okay, so whatever I give further, okay, I'll now the same one pattern name is there. I'll give my pattern name as director and emp.lst. So if you give director and emp.lst, I cannot use pname and fl name there. Okay, so while I'm using, so I have to use a command line argument for these are some special variable names there. Okay, I have to use those command line arguments here, and then the further search and the further listing will be display will be given on the screen there. Okay, so what are these command line arguments here? Okay, so command line arguments are like, for example, you have dollar asterisk. Okay, this is one command line argument, then dollar hash, $0, then $1, 2, 3, so on. Okay, now just now I said you director, emp.lst, so it goes accordingly as $1, $2, $3, 4, like this. How many command line arguments do you want to give? You can give it. Okay, so those are all called out as your command line arguments there. Now what is this dollar and a asterisk? These are again special characters. Okay, dollar asterisk is nothing but it stores a complete set of positional parameters as a single string. Now whatever command line arguments you will be giving here, the entire command line arguments are stored in form of a string. Okay, in form of a string is nothing but it is being ended with a null character. Okay, what is dollar hash? Dollar hash will be holding you the number of command line arguments. Okay, if at all you give here 2 command line arguments, then dollar hash value will be equal to 2. If you give 3 command line arguments, it will be equal to 3. Now here if you are not given any command line arguments, then what is dollar hash value? It is equals to 0. Okay, dollar hash is equals to 0. Okay, similarly, what is $0 here? $0 holds the command name itself. $0 holds the command name is nothing but it is almost like the file name there. Okay, that is been held in your $0 there. Okay, so that is with your command that is with your $0 there. Okay, so these are few things what we are looking across as command line arguments. Then with the same one, I have come across here with an example here. Simple example, emp2.sh I have taken. Okay, program $0. Okay, $0, keep that in mind. Okay, this is first command line argument which I am using, and echo, I have started my quotes here, I am ending my quotes here. Okay, in entire a single quotes only I am writing all these things there. Okay, the number of arguments specified is dollar hash. Okay, the arguments are dollar asterisk. Okay, what I want to do, grep $1 from $2, echo job over. This is my shell script which I have written here. Okay, what are the outputs what you are expecting? Keep in mind before you are doing anything, so I have used $1 and $2. So that's nothing but keep in mind there are 2 command line arguments which you are expecting here. Okay, $1 is first command line argument, $2 is second command line argument here. Okay, so it goes accordingly as sh, emp2.sh, director, emp.lst. Okay, what is $0 value? emp2.sh. What is $1 value? Director. What is $2 value? It is emp.lst. What is dollar hash value? It is equals to 2. How many command line arguments are there? 2. Okay, what is dollar asterisk value? It is the entire command line arguments are held in form of a string and the same will be displayed there. Grep $1. So what is the value of $1 here? Director. Director will be searched from which file? From the file called out as $2. Okay, what is $2 holding you? $2 is holding emp.lst. Okay, so this is how the same output of this particular shell script will be displayed to you on the screen. Program emp2.sh, the number of arguments specified is dollar hash is equals to 2. The arguments are dollar asterisk, as I said you, it is director, emp.lst. Okay, what I am doing, grep $1, $2. Okay, so it has been searching director as an pattern name from this file name called out as $2. Then job over. Okay, this is a simple example there. Okay, so in my next class again I'll give you one more example for the same and we will work on the same. Okay, thank you.